Yeah, I think it's actually going to be on this road here. And where are we entering? Like, okay, maybe something like over here. I don't really know. Oh my goodness, 300 meters away? That's insane. What is going on, guys? It's Zigzag here. Welcome back to another Geoguessr video. Today we are playing A Balanced Australia and we are trying to recapture my world record. The current state streak record sits at 68 and my personal best is 44, so we're going to go in there. Last video, I already tried to record this and I didn't hit record and I ended up getting 42, so no record, but still a really nice game. And this fly, please go away. Anyway, here's the first one, looking like Northern Territory, very red soil here, but it's kind of more like rocky. And I'd say like the difference between these roads here and these roads here is that it tends to be a little bit more rocky here and a little bit more sandy over here because it's closer to the coast. That's just my like conjecture. It probably doesn't work all the time, but yeah. Anyway, here's the next one. Got a bit of blue on the number plate, so thinking of Victoria or Tasmania here. And yes, this one is Tasmania because Ross and Hobart, both Tasmanian towns. And if we're close to Ross and Campbelltown, let's go there. So it should be rather close here. Yeah, 5.5 kilometers away is a good score. Next one, this pole, kind of like quite ambiguous, but this one over here is a Victorian exclusive one with the two underhangs here. So that makes things nice and easy, probably somewhere out this direction here. And yeah, it really is 13 kilometers away. Okay, next one. Looking to be a capital city here of some kind. Tullamarine, I believe is somewhere in Melbourne, but I just want to take a look at these poles as well, just to make sure. Yep, that's a Melbourne or like a Victorian exclusive pole, so very nice indeed, and 3.9 kilometers away again, so we are on track for a good score here. This one, white dirt, middle of nowhere. Even without this little leaf on the lens, I would have been going South Australia anyway, but the leaf is pretty much seals the deal for us, so we'll go somewhere out here, I reckon. Could be further north, actually, I reckon. And yeah, there we go. So 23,350 to start off with. Always nice to start the video like that. And I'm going to check that I'm recording. I am. Good. Because I pulled a real Geoguessr last time, didn't record it, so don't want to do that again. Okay, this one looking like a pretty typical rural Victoria. It's generation 2 and we have white number plates. Normally you would probably be seeing yellow number plates in generation 2 if this was New South Wales. So yeah, feeling pretty confident that this is just a standard Victoria. Could be New South Wales, but no, it's not. So that's good. Good start. Next one, we have a bit of blue on the number plate again. Let's take a look at this landscape. This one might actually feel more New South Wales though, so let's take a look here. Okay, this number plate is pretty much empty. As for these poles in the distance. Okay, so this one is definitely tough. The landscape definitely reminds me more of New South Wales, but the fact that we don't have any yellow plates is obviously somewhat of a concern here. It could be Victoria. I don't see this being Queensland. It feels too like a dry climate. But yeah, I would say this is probably just like somewhere around like Orange or Bathurst or something like that, just because it's hilly, green. But yeah, could be Victoria. Let's see. And yeah, we are super close, 21 kilometers away. Very, very nice guess. Let's go. Okay, so here we go, another one of these white soil ones. This one feels less South Australian though, just because it's so hilly. So let's take a look around here. I think this is actually going to be Tasmania, but I just want to take a proper look around just in case it could be Victoria. So definitely rolling hills here, bunch of like white trunks. I want to like, I think one of the big ways that we could expand this category is to like learn more about eucalyptus trees, because I feel like they actually would hold some impressive or, you know, very helpful clues. Regardless, I do think I kind of have to go Tasmania here just because it's Gen 2 dirt road. But it could easily be somewhere down on the south coast of Victoria too. And it's even in New South Wales. So that's a really tough round. But we'll restart the streak here. No problem. It's gotta happen sometimes that you get a hard round like that. This one actually should be all yellow red lines. Okay, and a bunch of pines. So I was thinking Tasmania off the bat with this dirt color, but it's actually going to be somewhere near the ACT again. I would say maybe probably south, like on this road where you get all yellow road lines. So yeah, that would make sense. Probably somewhere along this road, maybe even further along here. Let's see. Yeah, I was about to say it could be this road too, because I think that's where the state forests are. So yeah, not terrific, but not bad either. This one looks like South Australia actually. So let's see here. Oh yeah, we got Stobie poles. This one is south. This one's definitely south. We can see all these like vineyards and stuff. You get them north and south, but this one definitely feels more like down here. Maybe near Noarlunga or McLaren Vale or something like that. And it's, okay, it is north there. As I said, you can get them both, but felt more south to me. Doesn't really matter. All we want is the state streak. We've got yellow number plates here. Feeling like Byron Bay area, probably, just because of how green it is. Eaton's. Mitre 10, interesting. But yeah, this is another New South Wales exclusive sign, the no stopping. It's red instead of white, so let's go up in Byron Bay here. I reckon it's probably going to be somewhere around there. And wow, it's actually much further south, but it felt very green. Next one. This one is more interesting, kind of a tougher round. Hilly. Look at this dirt color. It is quite brown. I think this one will just be New South Wales or Queensland, though. I was kind of thinking it could be a super baity, could be a super baity Western Australia, but no, I don't think so. I think, just because we're early in the streak still, I will go New South Wales here. Could be over the border. And good, it is New South Wales, so that's good. Definitely a tough round, though. Okay, a bunch of pines here. And a bunch of ferns as well. We do have the South Australia leaf in the Generation 2 lens here, so I'm assuming this will just be SA, but if it wasn't for that, I might have been tempted to go Victoria here. But you can see it is a lot of like white dirt on the road, so that would make sense. So I think we're going to be right around Mount Gambier here. Presumably, and yes we are. So yeah, a decent seed, 2 rough New South Wales ones, but the rest of the guesses were fine. But yeah, let's see if we can at least get 30 on this seed here, or on this map here, on this round. So so we got like some yellow number plates here on that trailer there. So definitely thinking of New South Wales here. Yeah, more yellow plates everywhere. So maybe Newcastle again, maybe just Sydney. No, it is Newcastle, very nice. 8.2 kilometers away. Next one, we got that Victorian pole with the coils on either side. So again, pretty simple. This one may have been a tougher round had it not been for the Victorian pole. Somewhere maybe around here, I'm not really sure. Yeah, actually ends up being, okay, this is a really tough part of Australia around here. Between Melbourne and Geelong, you have to be really, like, on your guard for rounds around there. For whatever reason, they're very difficult. You know, we have Stobie poles here. Probably, I don't know if it's Enfield or Infield, not really sure. But yeah, probably feels out north somewhere, so let's go for that. Ends up being, okay, so out here. Interesting. Next one, we have like some brownish dirt. This pole here looks like a Tasmanian pole, and yeah, we have the olive green Tasmanian possum guard. This one definitely feels north coast to me. Let's go like over here somewhere. Wow, it's actually southern coast. Wow, okay, so my guess is within the states haven't been too good today, to be honest. Okay, this red dirt plus like the light hills should indicate that we're right near Perth. Like somewhere around here, I would suggest. Yeah, a little bit further north, but that's good. Okay, so 21k, not our best seed ever, but also not terrible. But of course, as long as you know it's Tasmania, you don't have to get in the right spot. Anyway, this is an interesting poll. Looks like the Victorian exclusive one, but I'll reserve judgment for a bit. Something Creek Church, but yeah, okay, here's a Victorian exclusive bollard with the blue reflector and the red. So yeah, we can safely go Victoria here. This cloudy coverage is definitely indicative of somewhere south of Melbourne. I kind of like this side maybe, I don't really know. Yeah, ends up being in Fish Creek. Okay, there you go. So never heard of that spot, but interesting. Okay, we have a Generation 1 here. Fortunately, I think this is another Victorian exclusive one. If not, I kind of want to like stop including Gen 1 rounds just because they're a bit stupid, but yeah, Hilly, I think that might be a Victorian exclusive one. Regardless, it is good. So I guess we'll include it in the score, but I think we should stop including Generation 1 ones because they're not really meant to be there. It's not the intention of the map for them to be there, and they're just so blurry. Okay, we have yellow poles here and like a sloped curb. You can see it's not a 90-degree angle, but it's kind of like sloped. So yeah, we should be on the river in Perth here. It's a massive river that runs through it, and the river is over to this side of us, so maybe we're, I don't know, something like that. Okay, we're on the other side, whoops, but still a good score. And here's this kind of like, it's like a mix between brown and orange dirt that you get in WA, so that's like self-explanatory. We're going to go down there, or a little bit further north. This one looks like a pretty easy Northern Territory, so I think we're probably going to be somewhere around here. Otherwise, I guess we could be also somewhere along this road. Now, a lot of the time on that road, you will have like a leaf in the lens, which we don't have here. So yeah, I do think we're probably going to be over on this side. Now, could we be in Queensland here? Let's take a look at these bollards. They have normal length reflectors. Yeah, so I do think Northern Territory here. Could it be? Yeah, good. I was a little worried there. But yeah, the fact that we're going north to south and the fact that the reflectors were long rather than short, good indication that you are not going to be in Queensland. A lot of the time, they will use the short reflectors. Yeah, so we end up with another 20k there. What are we on, 15? I hope we're on 15, not 10. Yeah, we're on 15, good. Okay, so next one looking Queensland-like, just very green, long grass. I said about the short reflectors, it's not always the case. This one has long reflectors, but yeah, generally speaking, they do use short reflectors more than other states. Anyway, this one should just be an easy Queensland. It is near Bundaberg Central there. Definitely gets green around that section of the state. This one's hilly. Could be Queensland again, I reckon. This is a Queensland bus stop. It has like a very like oval shaped curve at the top, whereas the New South Wales one is like more rounded. It's about half the size. And oh, look, we have an old Queensland plate here. It's green rather than like maroon. So that's interesting. Not every day you get to see one of those, but yeah, this one should just be somewhere like Toowoomba or something like that, or Brisbane. Ends up being Brisbane. Next one, 17 Streak here. Okay, this one's more interesting. I think it's just going to be a bit of a baity Queensland here. This one's kind of just one of those landscapes you have to learn. So we're going north to south. Yeah, I don't see this being New South Wales. It could be. But yeah, I think we're probably going to be on this road here or something like that. Do I really think so? I do. Let's go for that. If it ends up being New South Wales, so be it. But yeah, it's one of these really tough roads. It's funny because it almost looks quite southern. But yeah, it's just the way that the climate goes when you cross the mountains in Queensland. Strange things happen, and that's all we can say. Okay, so this one is tough. We're going east to west. So this kind of like, this is a really strange meta, but this kind of like super washed out, it like makes the whole sky white coverage when you're in a forest. Tends to mean you're somewhere along this road here. And because we're going east to west, surely this is somewhere on the, so I think this A1 road, which, you know, of course A1 goes the whole way around Australia, but the A1 here, because we're going east to west, it should be somewhere along here, and east to west should indicate that we're somewhere over here. So I guess we could find the exact road angle. It's something like, again, it's something like that. So yeah, I think we're going to be on this side of the border. I very much hope. Otherwise, I guess, like, let's see how it bends either side of us. Seems to go pretty straight. Not all that straight though, but yeah, still feeling pretty confident about it being on the Victorian side rather than the New South Wales side here. And yeah, we were, okay, I was about to click there, I feel like, but yeah, 30 kilometers away is good. Okay, next one. We have an interesting green pole here. Okay, that is a Tasmanian pole. Despite the Possum Guard not being olive green, this is Tasmania. Somewhere pretty central. And the reason is that you can see that this, well, it's just this top bit that has like the double metal and it's like folded over as well. Kind of hard to describe when it's Generation 2 and such poor quality, but yeah, it's going to be an easy Tasmania for that one. Okay, good. So we got 21k. We're up to 20 now. Let me see the time here. Okay. Good. Okay, so next one, we got these Western Australian bollards with a black at the bottom, yellow pole, so yeah, ends up being pretty easy. This one is super cool, like, look at all these shrubs everywhere. We're going east to west, but it definitely reminds me of, like, well, I guess it could be somewhere out here as well, actually. Yeah, maybe I actually like near Esperance. It definitely feels like coastal. Ooh, nice. Okay, that's a sick guess. That's a sick guess. Definitely had that kind of like coastal shrubbery vibe that you get also along a lot along this highway here. But of course, it was Gen 3, not Gen 4. And I was also considering up here because you get similar shrubbery. But yeah, happy with that guess. Next one, very green. Lots of like plantation here. Okay, this one is a little tough. We've got like a hair inside the lens here. I don't know if that's such a big clue, but I think I'm more so leaning New South Wales than Queensland here, but this is one of these tough rounds. So the mountains are pretty tall. One thing I would say is that if you're debating between on the border here, which is definitely the hardest part of the whole streak, because this is going to be somewhere near the border for sure. But if you're debating the border, the higher mountains are on the Queensland side. You can see that they're kind of, there's tall ones right here, but elsewhere down here, they're kind of like all kind of mid height, and then over here you get like these tall ones here, and then these really tall ones near Brisbane as well. But yeah, I do think somewhere just near Byron Bay or something like that. Now, I'd love to be able to see some kind of, well, what am I trying to say? Some kind of number plate. These cars are way too far away. But yeah, I do think we're going to be somewhere around here, you know? Or somewhere around here. Man, it could easily be on that side of the border as well. It's not easy. I do prefer New South Wales. I just prefer it, so let's see. And yes, good. We're down near Dubbo. I like to guess over here just in case it is just over the border, so I'd look less silly. But yeah. That in the end of the day, that was not the hardest round. It definitely felt more New South Wales. This one should be South Australia. In fact, that's a Stobie pole right there. You can see because the attachment is slightly off, which is not what you like. This kind of attachment you wouldn't see on normal poles, and also it's so thin. It's clearly the flat side of a Stobie pole. So also this white dirt made it quite an easy round, all things considered. And okay, we were all the way down here, so interesting round there. Very, very orange dirt here, going east to west, which is interesting though. So this one actually may be in Western Australia. So as I said, like this one it also has like a rockiness to it. So do we have hills in the background? We do have hills here on both sides. This is interesting. Okay, this one is going to pose some legitimate problems for me. So obviously this definitely fits with the kind of the road angle you get around here. However, and you do get hills out here. You do get hills out here. So if we can find the right kind of direction, we certainly could be there. Otherwise, we could also be around here near Tea Tree. So that's the question. I think we're actually near Tea Tree. I actually do. I think we're probably somewhere along this road like this, because you can see some like little hills in that kind of area there. So I think we're probably somewhere like that. And then can we see hills out here as well? Yeah, we do as well. So I think we're there actually. Again, yes. So that rockiness on the side of the road definitely was making me question whether it could actually be Western Australia there, and we pull through, so that's good. Okay, we should see a leaf in the lens here. We do. That's how you know it's South Australia. Also, yeah, just this like kind of white dirt. This one should be right near the border though. I think we're going to be like right around here. What roads do we have? Yeah, one of these roads, because it really feels quite New South Welsh. So we'll see about that. Yeah, we're over the river there, but yeah, we're still in the right state. 19,000, and we move on to 25, I think, at this point. So definitely going quite well. Like, all I need to do is a few more attempts, I feel like, and I'll be there. But this one, looking New South Welsh. This is I think this is a New South Wales lamp here. We also have a yellow plate, so that's pretty easy. I don't think we have to consider this for much longer. We're just somewhere in New South Wales, and we're super close as well, so that's always a bonus. This one, okay, this like kind of super red dirt, but it's like in a green climate, is always going to be in Queensland, somewhere around this area here. There's a town called Childers, north of Toowoomba here. Where is it now? Yeah, Childers has this really red dirt, like around this area has this really red dirt. Watch me be, what? Wow, that's super far south. I have not seen dirt like that close, but yeah. At least we're in the right state. I probably was a little bit hasty there, but we still got it, so what can you say? Right, so far south for that red dirt. Anyway, this one's interesting. Looking like South Australia. Indeed, we do have a Stobie pole here. I'm just trying to work out if I've been here. Yeah, I think this is actually just Adelaide, you know? Or somewhere in the hills, regardless. I think it might be out this direction. Okay, a bit further south. Okay, Blackwood, that makes sense. I was there not long ago. Okay, this one's tough. Got this white dirt. I think that's a short reflector there, and so is that. So this one should be Queensland, and I think it's going to be somewhere up near Townsville, maybe on these side roads here. But yeah, definitely a tough round. If we didn't have these short reflectors, I might be tempted to go elsewhere. As it stands, this is going to be easy Queensland, and okay, it's near Bundaberg. Wow, super far south. But yeah, ends up being not too hard for Queensland there. Okay, this is that same like way overexposed footage from down here, I think. So let's see what we got here. So this is I believe a New South Wales number. But yeah, we don't want to trust trucks. But as for this one, we're going north to south here. So I think we're going to be on this side of the border instead. Yeah, so let's see what could also fit on the Victoria side. So it could be something like this. That would be extremely painful. Yeah, could be like over here as well. Do we see any hills? We don't really see any hills, but yeah, can we see any yellow plates or anything? That would be great. You see, because I think we're on the I just do believe we are on the New South Wales side here. Would make sense to me. There's a yellow plate there, but again, when we're right on the border like that, it's not really too much of a help. But look at this burnt car. It's pretty cool. I think we'll just go for it. This is for the 30th Street. Let's see if we're right. North to south, surely. And wow, it's way further north. So yeah, I'm surprised that wasn't actually part of this coverage down here. I guess it was just some other overexposed coverage. Again, not the most useful hint, I guess, but just something I've noticed about that coverage down there. Luckily, we picked the right side of the border. Luckily, it wasn't going east to west. Otherwise, I may have put myself in some trouble here. But we're on 30, and let's see what's going on in this round. So we have these underhangs, but I'm not actually sure if this is Victorian. So these two underhang, looks a little different. So let's take a look here. Okay, this is, yeah, the underhangs do come through. This is a Victorian pole for sure, and so is this one, so that's good. I'm just trying to think where this would be, though. Probably just somewhere central, maybe near Bendigo or like Heathcote or something like that. Okay, ends up being a little, oh, we're right near Kyabram, that's where Lagsy's from, right near Kyabram there, so he probably knows that road very well, but there we go, interesting round. Oh, this one's interesting again. Feeling rather New South Wales to me, but this could be elsewhere as well. This is one of those ones where you're not quite sure, because the Gen 2 is such poor quality, you're not quite sure whether it's going to be Tasmania or whether it's going to be New South Wales. That kind of looks like a shorter reflector. That one doesn't. Definitely lots of hills here. This kind of grass feels like quite... It feels more northern to me. It feels more New South Welsh. On a glance, but... Yeah, I don't really think I can convince myself to go elsewhere here. I think it should be New South Wales. Possibility of Victoria. Possibility of Tasmania. I don't think it could be Queensland. I don't think that's possible. But yeah, I'd say we're probably somewhere around Blue Mountains or somewhere like that. Maybe even further north, Armidale, Tamworth area with some Gen 2 inside these hills. I'm going to go for it. Let's see. And yes, it is. Actually, way further south. Actually, I have come across this coverage before inside here. But yeah. Luckily, it was not, and it was indeed New South Wales. This is easy. We got Stobie Pole. Feels like Riverland area near the Victorian border. Probably going to be here or around here. But yeah, I think Riverland is correct, and it is. Interesting. Okay, this one is interesting. Feels like almost like Kakadu National Park here. These bollards definitely feel like they could be in that area. Yeah, so I think we're going to be somewhere up here. This one shouldn't be. I don't think it's going to be anywhere in Queensland that looks like this. It's probably too green. Feels just Northern Territory. Also, these hills would be rather consistent with Kakadu National Park, where you get a bit of hilliness. Yeah, perhaps even like on this side, just because we do see that. Yeah, I don't know. Let's go for that. And okay, actually ends up being the Adelaide River. So there's lots of hills all throughout the Northern Territory. They're quite small, but you can see them all around the spot. Okay, this one's interesting. We've got a winery right here. And we got like orange-brown dirt on the outside as well. So yeah, definitely thinking of somewhere in Western Australia here. Yeah, this one should be pretty easy. Also, the fact that we have a winery means we're probably going to be on this peninsula here near Margaret River. And all the wineries, they have the orange logo. So yeah, we see a bunch of wineries down here. So I think this road here, something like that. It's pretty easy round though, considering that we had the brown-orange dirt. So... moving on to a pretty significant streak here. I'm actually worried that this is going to go too long. I have 10 more minutes before I have to leave to work, so I always do this to myself. Anyway, here we have a Stobie Pole. This one, I think, should be Kangaroo Island. Otherwise, I'm not really sure, but the fact that there's a Stobie Pole here should mean it's a safe, what am I trying to say? It is a safe South Australia. So, yeah, somewhere down here, probably near Vaughan Bay, or maybe one, like, I don't know if we... Okay, I think it's actually going to be on this road here, you know? Yeah, I think it's actually going to be on this road here. And where are we entering? Like, okay, maybe something like over here. I don't really know. Oh my goodness! 300 meters away? That's insane. So when I went to Kangaroo Island, I didn't get out here. We turned down here to go to the national park, which you guys saw in my third vlog. But yeah, I knew that this road was dirt. And then I knew we had to be like entering like some kind of campground here. So that was an insane guess. Look how close we were. Wow. 300 meters. That's literally a walking distance easily. This one feels like feels like Queensland rather than New South Wales, with this kind of like yeah, more orangey color to the dirt. We see some cacti here, but yeah, also can be, and it can be quite a Queensland thing to see. Yeah, I just prefer the Queensland side of the border here. If it's New South Wales, so be it. But yeah, I think it's going to be Queensland. And indeed it is, so that's very good. Okay, 37 now, going strong. If I have to leave to work, I guess I'll just leave it recording and then come back. Regardless. Okay, we have a double red reflector, which can often be a New South Wales thing, but that clue is quite, it's quite dodgy sometimes. Anyway. Short reflector here, so I actually think it's going to be Queensland. I do think it's going to be Queensland. I think that bollard is probably actually just broken in the middle. But yeah, I think it's going to be Queensland because of the short reflector. I'm actually quite confident with it. It looked more Queensland anyway to me. And yes, it is near Sunshine Coast, so we are going nicely. 38. White dirt, South Australia, indeed. Stobie Pole. Yeah, not too much to say here. Feels kind of like Murray River area again. Let's go Waikerie here. Okay, actually ends up being in Moonta. Okay, I've been there recently. Stayed in Port Hughes, but yeah, I did not recognize that at that moment. Okay, this one... Okay, this one's not so easy. This one's not so easy. I feel like I've had this round before, but I can't remember where it was. I think Queensland again, just because of how wet it looks, but this could be on the New South Wales side of the border, for sure. This is 440. This house here, kind of ambiguous to me. Yeah, I don't see this being Victoria, but it's going to be one of the two of Queensland and New South Wales. So this kind of red dirt, we have it again, but this time I'm less sure because I've definitely seen stuff like this in New South Wales. I think I have to go for Queensland. I do think so. Just looking at this. This house, again, like, kind of looks more New South Welsh to me, but the rest of the round... Yeah, the black base of the blood, I feel like they do that probably more often in Queensland. This kind of, like, post box with, like, a big old milk container from back in the day. Yeah, I mean, this is just a super tough... If we lose this here to it... Like, if this is around Byron, so be it. It could be in Lismore easily. Yeah, wow. Super wet-looking round there. This must be like one of the wettest parts of New South Wales, I reckon. Anyway, we end up with 40 in a row. Was it 39 or 40? I forget. It's annoying because it doesn't tell you anymore, but I'm pretty sure that was 39. So, yeah, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed that streak. It was fun to make. Ends up ending at a good time, but yeah, I probably could have gotten that if I considered it longer, if I didn't have to go to work. Yeah, I seem to often do that to myself. Anyway, thanks very much for watching. I'm going to get this world record soon. You guys already know I'm getting it soon, so yeah, stay tuned for more. But in the meantime, thanks very much for watching, and I'll see you guys in a video soon. Like and subscribe if you made it to the end, and bye-bye.